Will we ever get another good performance out of Chris Evans?
Football is live. Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of Football is Life. The 2025 MLS season is just 1 week away. The Sounders have a game this week. I am Nat Mahmoudis alongside, as always, Matt Powell.
Hello, hello.
And Ethan Cooney.
Hello, how's it going?
And we have been off for 2 weeks, so we have a lot to get to. And this is the week where we find out, will Nat repeat as Golden Boot draft champion? Can Nat build a team just as awesome as his team last year? We find out that today. We find out also what our season predictions will be for the 30th season of MLS. MLS turns 30, guys. Wow. What crazy stuff happens when you turn 30, Matt? What 30 seasons of MLS? What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's a different league than it ever was. Messi's involved. The transfers are, up in $20 million ranges. It's growing. It's growing quickly. We have these new cash trades. MLS is different than it was last year. It's different than it was 5 years ago, and it's definitely different than it was 30 years ago.
Ethan, anything on the 30th season about to kick off?
Yeah, I mean, I guess what came to mind first, 30 years, 30 chances for the Red Bulls to win a trophy, and 0 trophies for the Red Bulls. 2 or 3, but I'd say 2 for NYCFC, who did it in 7 years.
Yeah, we'll get into who's going to win MLS Cup this year when we get into the predictions, but I think we can pretty clearly say already, I will say this already, that the Red Bulls are not going to MLS Cup in 2025. Already, that's our first prediction of 2025. First prediction of this episode. It's not happening. It shouldn't have happened this last year. It's not happening this year. Originally, we were just going to do Golden Boot draft on this episode, but we would do predictions, and that's because Ethan, with NYCFC,
yes,
opening the whole season next week in Miami, Ethan finally gets to lose his getting to watch Messi play virginity.
I'm going to be seeing Messi. I'm going to be in Miami for this game. Yeah, it'll be fun. I honestly don't know if I've spoken about this before, but I was born in Miami, actually. It's where my mom's from. We were there for like under a year. Then we moved to New York. And my younger brother's going to college there currently. So gonna go see him. And my grandma is also living out there at the moment. And we're going to go to the game. Yeah, it'll be my first time seeing Messi. It'll be my
It's going to be awesome.
It'll be my second away game ever. With my first being when Nat and I went to Gillette Stadium to see NYCFC versus the Revolution.
And how did that game go?
That was not a good game. That went.
You want to say what the score was?
We don't have to.
It probably wasn't as bad as when I went and saw Nashville play LAFC.
It was not as bad as that.
It wasn't as bad, but I mean, it was the first time Noah Buck scored.
Yes,
That, Noah Buck, that
Yeah.
guy.
pretty good.
Yeah, first time, and then they played "Shake It Off" right after that. I remember that. But very exciting that Ethan will finally get to see Messi. I mean, you always remember your first time. I still think back to 2016. Matt, I'm sure he remembers his first time as well.
The league.
You always remember your first. You always remember.
You saw Messi in 2016?
Yeah, and we've talked about that before in Copa America Centenario.
Right.
Yes, when he played Bolivia, and he played the entire second half and didn't do anything because Bolivia man-marked him the entire time, which was very funny. And the guy who man-marked him then jersey swapped with Messi at the end of the game, which makes sense because
he's a truly
he shut him down.
When you watch him, like the ball, like it's like glued to his foot. It looks like it on TV, but it's special in person.
Right. Well, I hope to see some of it. I don't really want him to have a great game. If I'm being honest.
I thought you were just planting a bunch of seeds for you to become a Miami fan. But that's how you opened the video.
Oh, yeah. The whole log line of the show is about to change.
Yeah, no, that's
longer
never going to happen.
CFC fan, Nashville fan, Sounders fan team up together. It will soon be Miami, NYC, Miami.
No, we're just
Nashville,
all Miami fans.
Sounders.
Yeah,
we should rebrand to a Miami podcast.
I can confidently say that.
No, that's MLS season pass already has that covered. I guess there's enough of that. But I was saying before, I was thinking yesterday, like there's a pause, like you probably will get to. It's going to be a big game for Miami, and I was jokingly, but not really jokingly, saying that it could happen, that a 7-0 Miami win could happen. But I don't believe that anymore. After Miami's last preseason game against Orlando, like we have to remember, this is it. Like, yes, they have Messi, but also they got knocked out by Atlanta last year, and they still got defense problems.
They are a fallible squad, though they have a new coach now, Mascherano.
Yes. Anyway, we'll see. We'll get into how we think we can do later on, as we get into predictions, and next week. The Nat and Matt show will have no problem with the 7. We can make all the 7-0 jokes that we want, Matt. And Ethan won't have anything to do to defend himself.
I'll be on the defense. I'll play some defense. Unlike NYCFC, I'll play some defense.
Well,
let's go. Well done, Matt.
Well
done. All right, let's get into all the craziness that's happened in the last that's happened in the last 2 weeks. A lot of news coming out of Ohio. Columbus has said goodbye to their star. Cincinnati has also said goodbye to their star. One of them staying in the league. The other one is not. Cucho Hernandez going to Spain. And Lucho Acosta going to Texas. Guys, which one of these moves is bigger?
I mean, for MLS, it's Lucho.
Yeah.
Because, like, what happens to Cincinnati and what happens to Dallas? Like, we get two huge questions. For the world of soccer, it's probably still Lucho. Because, like, what does Cucho do to Spain? Is it Spain? It's Spain, right? Yeah.
Yes, it's Real Betis. Yeah.
Yeah. Like not
La
much.
Liga.
Like he doesn't change La Liga. But him leaving MLS does change. You know,
it is a big thing for MLS still, because he is going to get serious minutes. I think I think he will have as big of an impact as Totti did when he moved over to La Liga.
But do people see,
I think, or more, or greater than that?
Is Cucho an MLS product or a Premier League product?
Both.
I think he's as much as Totti is an MLS product. Like, I think Cucho he's more famous for playing in the MLS than Totti is.
Right.
That's fair.
Because of what because of with what Cucho did in the league, because of what the Leagues Cup was the years that Cucho was here, and the fact that Columbus's team took down Messi this year, and that he also won an MLS Cup and took down the favorites that are LAFC. He's done a lot. He did a lot more for MLS than Totti did. Not saying Totti didn't do a lot, but
I mean,
MLS
did
was at
the same amount of stuff, and Totti actually won a Golden Boot.
He did win a Golden Boot. Yeah, I guess that's true. Cucho did never win the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
However,
Both won MLS Cups.
No, they're very similar.
He does have another trophy. Though Cucho still does have the other trophy because he has the Leagues Cup.
Right.
Just still, Cucho is way more famous than Totti.
Actually,
Do not try and make that happen. Do not try and make that happen, Ethan. All right. But yeah, both of these huge moves. It will be exciting to see what happens to them. While Lucho is going out, the player going into Cincinnati is Evander, big signing away from the Timbers. What do you think this means for both clubs involved, Ethan? What do you think? Who do you think will win this? Who do you think will win the trade? Who's winning this trade?
I think Cincinnati's winning this trade. I think, to be as simple as possible, what I think is going to change, Portland's going to get worse, and Cincinnati gets better or stays the same. Evander is not as clinical or proficient as Lucho was, but then again, that could be because the organization and the team around him wasn't nearly as good as Lucho's was. So you really never know. Evander, I feel like, has been one of those players for a little while now that has a really high ceiling, but hasn't really lived up fully to his potential, save for a few fantastic moments. So I think it'll be interesting to see what Evander will do on a good, solid team like Cincinnati.
What about you, Matt? How do you think? Let's hear more from the Portland side from you. What do you think about Portland deciding to move on from their big DP?
I mean, Evander is like an electric player when he's on, but he's like Lucho was fantastic and he was a star and he scored goals, but he was also such
everything for them.
He was a connective piece. He really progressed the ball and made passes. Evander's a goal scorer and a fantastic dribbler, and he's really fun to watch, but he doesn't serve the same role. He's not a chance creator in the way Lucho was. So I don't know. I think Cincinnati, and it's not a knock on Evander, it's more a compliment to Lucho. I think Cincinnati gets way worse with that in and out. And I think Portland gets worse. I think Dallas gets better.
So it's a lose-lose.
Well, I mean, if you're just looking at the Evander move, then Cincinnati gets better.
Yeah,
if you've already taken Lucho out of the equation, then Cincinnati gets better. Portland gets worse.
I think
if you add Lucho to the equation, then Dallas gets better, and Cincy gets worse, and Portland gets worse. And then if you add Jesus Ferreira to the situation, Dallas still gets better. Seattle gets better. Portland gets worse. Cincinnati gets worse. Because those are the big in and out moves of those clubs. That's sort of the connective line.
I think Portland might come out of this better because I think that Cincinnati overpaid for Evander. I think that Evander, yes, I think he has more potential. Last year we finally saw what his true potential is, and obviously there was I think there was like a lot of damage with Acosta. Like they would have tried to keep him, since I think you can very easily argue that he's their best player in history, like no question. So obviously they would have wanted to keep him. That being said, because I think I don't know how much I think it's very unlikely that Evander is still with them like 2 years from now.
Mm.
So I think Portland will spend this money wisely, and they will go get someone who will have a bigger impact than he will with Cincinnati and the impact he had with Portland.
I agree. I think Evander is not a build around piece. So I think from like a really macro top down view, getting rid of Evander is fine and it makes sense for team building. But in a micro just this move sense, Portland gets worse. That's how I see it.
Yeah. All right. Other moves. So we got some players going to new teams that we haven't talked about. Joveljic, the player who eliminated the Sounders from the playoffs last year from the Galaxy, was linked to Tigres, and SKC swiped in at the last moment, and they grabbed him. Joveljic is now on SKC, and then an LAFC player is also left LAFC. Second time he has now left the club. Atuesta is now heading to Orlando.
Wow.
Which one of these moves do you think is going to be the bigger and better move? Ethan, what do you think?
Well, this is tough. Yeah, I mean, it's Joveljic to SKC. I feel like SKC have been a team in dire straits for a long time now. They're very loyal to Peter Vermes. And they just have not been good since like 2019 or 2019 or 2018, whatever year it was that they finished first in the West. Yeah, and it's just not been good. And Joveljic is a great player. He could very well influence that team. And I mean, for the sake of competition, I hope that they do. SKC are a fun team. They have a pretty good fan base. So I'd like to see them be successful.
I mean, they have a good fan base, and yeah, I think those fans want to see their team play well, not just the national team, since they for a while are only seeing the national team. The national team is the only one who gets wins at their stadium. Matt, what do you think? What do you think about Joveljic? Who was always kind of undervalued. He was very undervalued when he first was on the Galaxy with Chicharito. Like there was that long stretch where Chicharito was starting over Joveljic, and the minute Joveljic went off, the minute Chicharito went off the field, Joveljic would come on and he would score 2 goals. And I felt bad for Joveljic at that point because Chicharito has just always annoyed me. And it's like, this guy's scoring and Chicharito's not. Like, yeah, Chicharito has the name, but Joveljic should be starting. Then, like, fast forward to this past year, and Joveljic is finally getting the respect he deserves, wins the MLS Cup, and then that year he could have gotten a big move to Tigres, which would have been a really exciting move for MLS, but instead he's going to SKC. Matt, do you think he can turn SKC into a competitor this year?
No, not a competitor. I'm always skeptical of a 9 moving away from a prolific 10. Like what happens to a striker when you take away Puig? What happens to a striker when you take away Lucho? What happens to a striker when you take away Hani? You only get so many chances created. You only get so many XG, And the great strikers finish those XG, and Jovic is a great striker, but he's just not going to get as many chances as he had on that attacking juggernaut of Galaxy.
Yeah,
and I
so
think he's
me
a great
too.
player, and I think he's a big deal for SKC. I just wouldn't expect the exact same production out of him.
It's kind of it's sad that we don't get to see him with Tigres, because it would have been interesting to see if he could take his game to the next level with Tigres. Like the fact that Tigres was interested in him is huge for, I think, his confidence. So we'll see how he adjusts to playing in Kansas City. Definitely an adjustment. Atuesta, on the other hand, the Atuesta move, it feels sort of similar to the Ladero move of a year ago, since they kind of play the same position. Atuesta, I guess, I think he is Uruguayan as well. They both play, and he's he's like Ladero, but I mean, he's not as good as Ladero's top ceiling. His second stint with the LAFC wasn't as good as like his first one. So it kind of makes sense that they're moving on from him already. I expect him to play pretty much as Ladero, so he'll get a bunch of minutes off the bench, but I don't know if this really changes that much for Orlando. But we'll see what happens with that. Let's move on and talk about the biggest signing for Atlanta this year. You could argue that the Amaran, that them bringing back Amaran is bigger than this one. But they brought in a new striker from the championship from Middlesbrough. Emmanuel Latte Lath is, I think that's how you say his name.
Latte.
It's just the Loth part. I don't know if that's pronounced correct. From the Ivory Coast. He's from the Ivory Coast. It's about, I'm not sure all the pronunciation around that. But for 22 million, Matt, what do you think about this one?
This is a big deal. $22 million is a, and I have no idea what the player will look like in MLS. I have no idea what that adjustment will look like. But $22 million is like,
that's crazy.
It's not competing at the highest level of transfers. It's not competing at the PSG, Man City, $100 million, $200 million level. And then it's not quite at that like second tier of transfers, the $50 to $75 million. But it's in that tier of like real money, competitive with La Liga, competitive with the Premier League, competitive with the Bayerns and the PSGs. I mean, that's competitive money on the world market. And so, I mean, I hope the player works out, because I hope that there's a superstar in this league, and I hope that he's worth every penny. Just because
you mean another superstar? There are superstars.
Yeah.
Another superstar.
Another superstar. I hope it's a big deal. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
If he doesn't work out, then I don't want it to discourage other MLS teams from trying to grow the league. With that kind of money, that kind of ambition.
Matt's right about the money. I mean, for our film-minded viewers like we are, Jesse Eisenberg's a real pain. You could make 11 a real pains for the amount that this transfer cost. So
I don't know if anyone's seen Companion, but 2 and a bit companions. 2 companions.
You could make the Brutalist twice.
Yeah, that's true. The Brutalist, $10 million.
You can make an 8-hour Brutalist. With
even
3 intermissions.
Because that's what people
somebody
wanted.
builds a bigger Brutalist. So
do
this
you
is
think
crazy.
When he scores, are people gonna play espresso? Do you think Atlanta should start doing that?
That would be nice.
It's determined on how you pronounce his middle name.
Is this the biggest incoming transfer to the MLS ever? Is this the most an MLS team has paid?
Yeah.
I mean, besides the Messi deal, which we don't know all the details of.
Right.
But that's not a transfer. He was a free. That's just a contract.
Yeah. No, this is crazy.
And it's more than I don't know how much he's getting paid if it comes
Mm.
if his salary comes close to what Toronto is paying Insigne. And I guess Messi is still
Right.
below that, but I do wonder if he's getting paid more than Insigne. But I mean, he's in the championship this year. He had he had 29 games, 11 goals.
Mm.
Pretty good. Or that was in the past calendar year, I believe. Yeah, so that's an exciting one. And Manta stocking up.
Big time. Ronnie
All
Dyer
right.
is doing something over there, man.
Yeah.
With the new season starting, we have been exposed to the new jerseys. Let's just quickly let's name some favorites, and then we'll do. Actually, let's start with least favorites.
Has Nashville released their jersey yet?
Yeah, they're just
Yes,
boring.
they've all been released. Yeah.
Oh, is that the white one?
No,
it's,
Nashville is dark blue and yellow in like the pits.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah. Yes, and Nashville's like a very solid, like a B plus, maybe just a B for Nashville.
I give it a B.
I would say.
I think
just very average.
NYCFC's new home jersey is also like a B plus or B for me.
I think a B plus. I think it's a little bit better than Nashville's.
It's a nice jersey. It's just a little boring for me. Like, I think it's a step down from the Interborough kit, our last home kit. I like that one a lot. This one, it's just a little less imaginative. I like the name though, the Excelsior kit. Excelsior is the New York City motto, at least, and it's a great name for that.
Yeah, Sounders A tier. It's an A plus. Sounders kit this year. It's good. I will be getting it. We're deciding between if I get Rothrock, Reagan, or Rodon.
You should get
Christian Rodon. Yeah, I could go Rothrock, but I've thought about getting Leo Burney.
Get Pedro de la Vega
since he has the Ballard connection. No, that's too.
Somebody needs to wear the jersey this season because depending on
there's a lot of struggles,
it might not.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of people wearing them, and Pedro de la Vega has been having a sneaky good preseason. We'll get into we'll get back to him. I'll get back to him.
McCrar had a great preseason last year. That's all I'll say.
But Sounders, they killed it this year with the jersey. I love it. Worst jersey, the 30th team, San Diego. The home kit is already boring as shit. Boring as shit. Away jersey is literally the equivalent of a Word document. It's of a blank Word document. You got when you open up that, you got like it's just a white shirt.
It's a white shirt, and their home kit is
sides,
just a dark blue shirt.
Yeah, it's like they forgot to design it.
Well, it's like a white shirt, but the way that the Word document analogy works so well is like it's like when you open up that, you have like the sides are like blue accent colors, and that's what this has. It's just exactly that. Just boring as shit. The fact that they're sponsored by DirecTV just makes it even more boring.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like Matt said, it's literally like the designer like accidentally sent like the first file of like just the blank jersey before the designs were put on it. Like they're just so plain. It's really boring. Yeah,
and so one of my other friends was saying that you need to have like the Real Madrid aura to be able to wear a plain white shirt.
Yeah,
and like we don't know how San Diego is going to be this year, but like I completely agree with that. they are definitely do not have that. Yeah. They got some like rainbow colors in their logo. They could have like really went for something, but no, they did not.
Yeah,
We'll
San
see.
Diego
Hopefully they get a
are
third
currently
kit so
colorless.
their fans can buy that. Yeah, imagine like being from San Diego, being like, if you're a big MLS fan, you're like, finally, my team is joining MLS. I can't wait to buy our first ever MLS jersey, and those are your options. That's
or
sad.
on the flip side, you're like, great, I have this already, and then you just wear, your white t-shirt.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. You just write DirecTV on a white shirt. Yeah.
Another bad one, in my opinion, the opposite direction, Philadelphia Union.
Oh, I haven't seen this one yet.
Yeah, Philadelphia has had a lot of bad uniforms. Another bad one for me is RSL. RSL was gone for like a chessboard on the front of it.
Wait, I thought I liked this one. Let me pull it up.
The RSL uniform.
Oh, I kind of like that one. I like the checker.
It's just very chess. What do we think about the Columbus uniform with their ode to Goosebumps? That will be their. They will still wear the Charlie Brown kit at home. Goosebumps on the road.
I'm fine. I think it's an awesome kit if you're good, and like a kind of corny kit if you're bad. And I'm kind of worried that they're going to be much worse than they were.
It is funny. They're taking the like when you say a jersey is like good, you might say like dripping. So they're really taking dripping to a whole new level with that design. All right, let's talk about best kits. Orlando's got kind of like a Purple Rain-esque vibe, and it's like checker. Awesome. This is sexy. The color, obviously, Emerson is purple. We love semis. We love the color purple. I love this. I love their uniform. Their uniform is great. Followed by another purple uniform. It's the Champs. It's the Galaxy. This uniform is great. Yeah. And it really sucks. And it sucks that the Galaxy are the ones who get to wear this, because this is just absolutely gorgeous. Pink and purple. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Any other favorites?
I mean, Austin's last one, Matt. Is nice.
Which one?
Say that again, Ethan.
Austin's jersey is nice.
Oh yes, the bright green.
Yeah,
that's gonna look great when the goals happen.
Yeah,
those jerseys on that, just all green.
I'll stick with green,
but Miami's jersey looks nice too. To be honest.
Yeah, it's clean.
Which one? The
first one,
the
pink one.
The home jersey.
Pink one. Yeah,
it's good. It's good. We like that.
Sorry, Matt. You had another green jersey.
Sticking with green, Portland. I'm all in on this Portland jersey.
I was going to say that too. It's a nice kit.
I refuse to comment on that.
No, that is that might be my favorite.
It's a really clean jersey.
I refuse to comment on it. I'm not going to say if I think it's bad or good, but I will.
And it's got the tree.
I'm just going to say
it's got the like a tree with the years how old it is. I'm all in on this Portland jersey. I might just.
Portland has had a lot of misses, like the fucking pink rose one. So bad.
That one was
so bad. I will say this jersey is way better than that.
No, this is my favorite jersey.
The rose one was like peach colored. So weird. I like San Jose.
The one is my favorite by far. Nothing comes close.
The border, okay.
San Jose's jersey is nice.
I think San Jose's.
I like the details.
Interesting, but I think it's like too much. I like Colorado's as well.
I don't love that one.
I like Toronto's. I think Toronto's is pretty nice.
Toronto's is nice.
Is like
I like Atlanta's, to be honest. Atlanta's is pretty clean too.
Yeah.
It's nothing like new, but it's pretty clean.
It's just it's classic.
Yeah.
It'll be a good kit for Almiron.
Yeah.
He'll look good in it.
Yeah. It is funny just also about the Miami kit. I like the fact that Miami is sponsored by Royal Caribbean. Like that logo on a jersey for as much as it is fun to make fun of Miami, like it's a very fitting jersey sponsor, and it does make that kid having a good sponsor does do a lot for how much I like the kid.
Yeah.
Like if it fits
True.
well with it, like huge plus.
I'm out on the Red Bulls kit. I'm out.
Not a good.
So like yeah,
Stone.
that is one thing that I do think Philadelphia has. One of the better things about Philadelphia's jersey is that it no longer says bimbo. That will always be that will be a plus for something that makes their jerseys better, even though it is not the greatest kit.
Yeah, it's kind of ugly.
All right, moving on. We thought that there was a chance that Neymar might enter the league. Obviously, Chicago had the discovery rights while Miami was after him. Neymar is not coming to MLS. He is going back to Brazil. Matt, sad that Neymar is coming, or are you relieved?
Well, I talked about like we have no idea who Neymar is as a player. I'm not relieved. Like Neymar in the league with Mascherano coaching, like that would have been a really, really fun Miami team. And if he went to Chicago, it would have like really livened up and activated like a really cool sports city in MLS, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather Neymar be in the league than not. But I also don't think this impacts the like odds of who's going to win the whole thing all that much. Like I don't think Neymar was a odds shifter as much as he was like an eye bringer.
Yeah, this is probably
it would be really funny to see MLS try to market the Chicago-Miami rivalry if Neymar was playing there. That suddenly Chicago would have gotten a whole lot more coverage than they've been gotten any time recently.
Yeah, that's what I mean, and it's a huge sports city like that. I think
I
think that would have been very good for MLS. Like actually,
yeah.
I don't know how good it would have been for Chicago on the field, but good for MLS.
It would have been really funny, I think, to see Neymar playing for Chicago.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, especially mostly because it seemed like with the discovery rights being a part of that. Even though, like, if he wanted to go to Miami, like he would end up in Miami.
And like Neymar being coached by Greg Berhalter as well is really funny.
Yes. Yeah,
it's all funny.
Yes,
it would have been really funny, but ultimately probably good for all parties involved that it didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean the beef between Berhalter and Neymar would have been so funny. Like I feel like Neymar would have had some funny quotes about Berhalter, and because he'd be like, "This guy, I have to listen to this guy." Or and on the flip side, I could see Berhalter trying to treat Neymar like some of me would be like Berhalter might actually be. He would like kind of demand a lot from Neymar, and Neymar wouldn't like that, like because he would like hold him accountable.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably two really big egos, like the former USMNT head coach and Neymar.
Yeah,
I wonder if Neymar ever pulls out like his price tag in an argument. Like, do you think if he's ever losing an argument, does he go like, "I'm worth $222 million"? Like,
yes,
it's pretty compelling.
I think that's what I can
like
see Neymar doing that 100%.
I would be like, that's an unfathomable amount of money. I can't even imagine what I could do with that amount of money. You know what? You're right. Whatever. Can I have some?
Yeah.
All right, we have to get to what might be the biggest news. Unfortunately, though, even though it's like one of the worst parts about this league that we love is the competition that they've created for themselves. The Leagues Cup is returning this year. There won't, except unlike the past 2 years, not every MLS team is in it. 18 MLS clubs are in it. For that, the Sounders are in it this year, and NYCFC and NYCFC is in it. Nashville is in. I was gonna say Nashville is in it, but that would have been wrong. Nashville, they get to skip the Leagues Cup this year. They will be in. They will be one of the MLS teams in the U.S. Open Cup, or Or
It's
actually,
a totally
even,
legit
yeah,
trophy,
you
and if
could-
they win it, it counts with no asterisks.
well, no, Ethan, you're also in the U.S. Open Cup. It's,
Yeah,
that's what it
NYCFC
is.
are doing
Yeah.
both.
Yes,
Double
the switch is that the Sounders get Leagues Cup and CONCACAF Champions League, and NYCFC gets Leagues Cup, U.S. Open Cup, and Nashville
just the Open Cup.
gets just the U.S. Open Cup. What do you guys think about like how they assigned this in general? LAFC does not get to defend winning the U.S. Open Cup. They are forced to be in the Leagues Cup instead of they're forced to be in Leagues Cup, and they don't get to be in U.S. Open Cup, and they are already in the CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, what do you think about that? Should LAFC be able to defend their title?
I mean, I sort of like the way that the Champions League and the Europa League are set up, where if you're eliminated early enough in the Champions League, you can go back to the Europa League. That makes sense to me for Leagues Cup and CONCACAF Champions League. So that would make sense. But no, I think you want to play in the Champions Cup if you can. So I don't think they're pressed about it. They get to play in a higher status tournament.
Well, yes, you definitely want to be in the Champions Cup. What I was thinking, how I thought that they would set it up would have been, and with game congestion, I think this would have made the most sense. You're in CONCACAF. If you're in CONCACAF Champions League, that's your other competition, and then the people who aren't in CONCACAF Champions Cup are in Leagues Cup. Leagues Cup should essentially be the Europa League, and then U.S. Open Cup could be the Conference League, and then everyone gets one competition instead of like people getting two. Some people get two, some people get one. I think that makes sense if everyone gets one. I mean, theoretically, my best move would have been you have the teams who are in CONCACAF Champions Cup, then you have everyone else in Leagues Cup, and then everyone gets to be in the U.S. Open Cup, just like how everyone is in the FA Cup. That's what it should
limit
be.
The teams in Leagues Cup. I think the best version of Leagues Cup is literally just the Europa League.
Well, the best version of Leagues Cup is Leagues Cup not existing. Would be the best version of Leagues Cup. And people are going to be in
I kind of disagree. I think the best version of the Leagues Cup would be there would be games in Mexico as well. Like it
like a real Europa League competitive second
and also
tier
maybe like every 2 years or something like that. Maybe not every year.
Yeah, it's terrible that the Leagues Cup is happening all this year, but then it's also just like the way that it's set up now. It's just also just not it in general. As
I feel like you can't
as like
feel
it's
that great being an American team winning the trophy when you have home field advantage every game. Like, it's just not.
Well, then also this year is going to be very different because MLS play is going to be happening during this. Like these games are going to be happening are going to happen simultaneously with the season. So how it's going to work is that so in the first round, all 18. So there's 18 teams, 18 MLS teams, 18 Liga MX teams. Each MLS team is going to play 3 Liga MX teams, and so that is good. The first round, there will not be any MLS versus MLS and no Liga MX versus Liga MX, which is good. Those matchups were really, really, really dumb. So that is good. We will get different competitions. We will get different matchups. And then the top 4 MLS teams and the top 4 Liga MX teams will advance to the quarterfinals. And then the bracket will be set up as Liga MX 1. They're keeping the Liga MX versus MLS. It's 1 versus 4, and that's how we get to the end. So this could be a good format. However, the main problem with this format is the fact that there is no draw, or that we have no idea how they decided these matchups.
Yeah.
And I expect there to be there's going to be so much controversy with who are these four teams on both sides, because while you're playing the other MLS team, while you're playing all League MX, you're playing the other league and all that time, you're still competing with your league to get into the next round. So
yeah,
like goal differential is going to matter a whole lot, because you only have 3 games of that. So it seems like the 8 teams that are going to advance are just going to be the teams who score the most goals, and that's not necessarily going to be the best teams in both leagues because of how the matchups have lined up. Like, so specifically with our teams, with the Sounders are lining up against Cruz Azul, Santos Laguna, and Tijuana. So we got 2 relatively difficult matchups, and then we got Tijuana, who's not the lowest tier of Liga MX, but bottom quarter probably. But there are other teams who have good teams, and then who have they have to play Club America and Monterrey, and then they have their bad team. It's just with how much difference in skill level Liga MX has. The only way for this to seem remotely fair, and it's not just we're picking matchups so that the teams we want get to go through. They should have been a draw.
Yeah.
When you look at the actual matchups, it's not you can't entirely say that Inter Miami was given matchups so that they can score a lot of goals and they can make sure that they go through. They're going to play Atlas. They're going to play Inter Miami they're also playing Nicosia, and their final matchup is Pumas. So these teams are good teams in the MX. But they also didn't give them Tigres or Monterrey or Club America.
Yeah.
So we need a draw. We just need a draw so that these matchups feel somewhat fair. And my prediction is I think Miami will make it in, but I think 2 of the teams that are going to make it to the quarterfinals from both leagues are going to be teams that no one wants to watch play. And it's going to be because they just pummeled their opponents in the group stage by a lot of goals. And that's why they're in, because of goal differential. Matt, what are your thoughts? Do you see that happening?
Maybe, but yeah, I mean, they should just be as public as possible at how all this comes together. That's my main thing,
Yeah.
Transparency.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they did give LAFC Tigres. There are some big clubs playing big clubs. So there's 2 things. So that's the thing. In a lot of ways, whoever wins that game, if one of those big teams wins that game, the other team might be absolutely fucked. You're fucked if you lose 1 game in this group stage with how it is set up.
Yeah.
There's really, really no way for error. If you win, you really have to win 2 games to have any chance at one of those top 4, and you pretty much have to tie. The way that I'm looking at it. NYCFC, their matchups are against Club Deportivo and Club Leon and Puebla. So kind of similar to the Sounders. I think the Sounders is a little harder because of Cruz Azul and Santos Laguna. NYCFC, they could be one of those teams who not many people expect to do well, but with their favorable matchups, they should be able to get to 9 points out of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Ethan, yeah, any other thoughts on the Leagues Cup?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just not the most exciting tournament, I guess. I mean, we'll see what happens, but it's not something where I'm like, yes, I can't wait for the Leagues Cup to start. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The one thing that I do also, one thing moving away from Leagues Cup, I do wonder about for the U.S. Open Cup, well, teams have been so the teams who weren't the MLS teams who aren't in the U.S. Open Cup, the second teams take their place, and like MLS is deciding who those clubs are. Like, I don't like how much are MLS teams actually unable to uh, uh, bring players from their first team into those other teams? Like, if they wanted to play their start, like, could LAFC theoretically play like Giroux and other starters in the U.S. Open Cup, like by signing short team contracts? Like, should LAFC be allowed to do that if LAFC wanted to defend this title? Matt, what do you think?
No, I think a second team is a second team. I think you maybe get like 3 people coming over, and if I was the team, I wouldn't put the 3 best, but I think it should be a real second team.
Do you think do you have any thoughts just on that? Like, do you think LAFC should, like, it's about the league deciding, like, the league, this is the other, like, just how the league decides these matchups, or who's doing what is weird. Like, should clubs have the option to enter in? And, like, do you think LAFC should be able to enter in this tournament if you want? Like, do you think the clubs, like, in if you're not in the US Open Cup, should the league be able to stop clubs from being in this competition? Or do you
being in the Open Cup?
Yeah, being in the Open Cup.
No, you should be allowed to be in the Open Cup.
Yeah, like, I think that's what I think too. Like, the league,
I think first and second team should be in the Open Cup. The Open Cup should be everybody.
And then we get,
and if that means that Columbus plays Columbus Crew too, like, who cares? That's fun. That's a lot.
That's a fun time for the fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yes. I think that's good. All right. We'll move on from the Leagues Cup. We'll come back to this when that tournament comes around, and then we'll complain about it more then. As I said before, Sounders have a game this week. Sounders are playing on Wednesday. We play Antigua in the Caribbean, in Central America. We should be able to. It will be interesting to see what lineup the Sounders come out. I think we're going to take these games very seriously. Obviously, with the MLS season starting on Saturday, well, it'll be interesting to see if there is any rotation for us. But we really should, like, this is a matchup that we should have no problem beating. We should definitely be bringing a lead back with us to Seattle. If we tie, a loss or a tie here would be is bad. We should not be tying this team. We gotta beat them. Hopefully, Pedro de la Vega will continue his sneakily hot start to the season, and the Sounders move on. On Tuesday, Kansas City will play Miami. Colorado will play LAFC. Wednesday, Salt Lake plays Herediano. Cincy plays Matugua. And Thursday, Vancouver plays Saprissa. How many of those 5 matchups, how many of those matchups do we think MLS is winning, Matt?
5. Actually, 6.
Oh. Well, I guess 2 of them are all, I mean, it makes it easy. 2 of them are all MLS.
Yeah, so, I mean, like 4,
yeah.
3 or 4.
Okay, so for the non-MLS, for the 2 MLS games, does Kansas City have a chance against Miami? Does Colorado have a chance against LAFC?
You always have a chance, but no, I'm picking the heavy favorites.
Ethan, what about you? Do you see any upsets happening in this first round? Do you think
Probably
Kansas
not.
City? Do you think it changes anything if Kansas City beats Miami? If Miami loses the game before NYCFC, do you think is it better for you if Miami smashes Kansas City in this first game?
Yeah, I don't. It's interesting because, like both things could happen where like Miami could smash Kansas City and they could either be, a little tired out for their game against NYCFC, or they could be even more raring to go. And the same thing, if Kansas City beats them, they could be a little dejected and tired against NYCFC, or they can be even more motivated by their previous loss to go and get a win in front of their fans on the first game of the season. So yeah, I don't know. It could really be either or. It's the first game of the seasons, and they're in front of their fans. They're probably going to be raring to go. They probably feel like they left a lot on the table last season, so I'm sure they'll want to win.
I think that so while I've said the Sounders really should get a good result, I think for the lineup, I expect the Sounders to play the same lineup that we played our last preseason game. So that'll be 5 at the back with Nuhu, Reagan, Yamar as our center backs. On the left wing will be Alex Rodon. On the right will be Paul Arriola. In the midfield, it will be De La Vega, Vargas, and Rodon. And then up top, it will be Morris and Ferreira. Again, we will have to find out next week when we talk about these first legs how I actually feel about Ferreira. I really don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah.
We will see.
I should say, I have an NYCFC thing, if I may.
Yes.
It's transfer news. As the days go by, it's looking increasingly more likely that Santiago Rodriguez will be leaving the club. He's going to be going to Botafogo in Brazil. And I'm of two minds of this, which is that one, he's like our best player, and obviously it's a blow to lose him, especially right before the season starts. But two, and this is the pro, if the reports are true, this is going to be for like $17 million.
Wow.
Yeah. Which,
I mean, it's not a latte,
it's
Matt, so
it's too much to pass
5
up.
mil short.
I saw someone on Twitter say that I think it would be like the 5th highest outgoing transfer in MLS.
That feels expensive. What do you think?
Who do you think they would?
They're
overpaying
a little bit, I think, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah, true.
If he's worth 17 mil, there's other, like, he's famous. He's not that much. He's that famous in MLS.
Yeah.
Like, if he's worth 17 mil, that will just show you like what some other players could be worth. Not going to. But that is good to know. We don't want another Gustavo Bo situation for our Golden Boot draft. Coming up here in a little bit. Yeah.
It frees up 2 DP spots for us. So Pascal Janssen, our new coach, and David Lee, hopefully they can work together, fill those 2 DP spots that we have open.
Would those get filled before the summer, you think?
I don't know. I feel like it's unlikely, but I would like it if they did.
Because there is still more time with how MLS rules work. Obviously, Zlatan came in like 8 games into the season.
Yeah.
With that, so like they're good to maybe if he leaves for 17 mil, it doesn't seem impossible that NYCFC could go for some other big name. I'm not sure who that might be, but it's definitely possible that they could go for someone who does have that, who has that name recognition that Santi doesn't.
Kevin De Bruyne, baby.
I mean, he's not going to San Diego. Might want to go to a team that's winning. Could happen. Could be the one. There is also a transfer news happening that just came out 15 minutes after we started recording this podcast. Tom Bogert is reporting that Josh Atencio is getting sent to the Colorado Rapids.
Whoa!
Which it's second time that, and it's this is funny because like Danny Leyva went to the Colorado Rapids a couple seasons ago. And like Josh Atencio, like kind of, and has followed a similar path with Danny Leyva. Both like started super young, have had some national team reach. Obviously, Josh Atencio was at the Olympics, and like they've struggled to get on the field, both of them with the emergence of Vargas. So it's funny that Josh Atencio could be going there, and that's a good. It's a very Colorado signing. Like that makes perfect sense, and it makes a lot of sense for Colorado. And I love Josh, but it could be that could be a really good move for them. That being said, it's now time that we make our predictions for this upcoming season. So let's just go right into this. And let's start with the worst team. Let's start with our wooden spoon predictions. Ethan, do you want to share your wooden spoon pick first?
Yeah, sure. Look, it's not rocket science. This isn't a hot take or anything. I'm going San Diego here. I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the vibes are horrendous at the moment. Their preseason has not been great. Lozano seems unmotivated. He's not the World Cup wonder kid he used to be. And I think the fans are a little bit disappointed that their soccer culture has kind of been uprooted in a way. And I think they're still going to do a good job. They're a dedicated group of people, but I just think the vibes right now are not looking good. I don't think they're going to have a good season. San Diego is my wooden spoon pick.
All right. San Diego for wooden spoon. Matt, do you want to pick next?
Yeah. To quote Anchorman, go fuck yourself, San Diego. I'm gonna pick San Diego as well. They just got their first preseason win, 6-0. Their first and only preseason win, 6-0 against New York Red Bulls. I think that happened today, but that's not changing it for me. I'm gonna pick the expansion team who had a bad preseason.
Yeah.
I was deciding between two other teams. My first one that I was going to go with, my first thought was that's going to be the Revolution. I think while the Revolution the Revolution conceded the most goals of any MLS team last year, and they have made moves this offseason to solidify the defense. And I'm very close. So I was very close to putting them. But because that they made those moves in defense, I'm not going to put them. I am going to put with the team who has had a very, very quiet offseason as well. And it's a lot more boring of a pick. But they're just so much of a dumpster fire. It's Toronto. Like,
have you picked Toronto for like the last?
I like the New England pick. I'm interested in this New England pick.
So like outside pick is New England, but no, it's Toronto. Like it's Toronto. It just has their locker room is so toxic. It's just they're a mess. They don't know what. They just don't have a plan. I don't see anything good happening with them, and they're playing in the Eastern Conference, so they're gonna get thrashed a lot. That's partially why San Diego's going to lose a lot of games too, but I'll say Toronto will lose more. All right, let's move on to goalkeeper of the year, and I will go first for this one. this is I think this is, while I am not a big fan of when awards are giving for legacy and not the season, this is kind of that, because this person has never won it before, and
We're gonna make the same pick again.
they're gonna have a good season. They're gonna have a good season this year again, and they're gonna help their team.
Yeah,
It's
that's my
Stephen
pick.
Fry. This
Wow.
is Stephen Fry's goalkeeper of the year. Never won it. One of the greatest MLS goalkeepers in history. That's my pick. Matt, is that actually your pick too? Do you have
Yes,
anything
I
to
have it
add?
written down. You want me to share my screen or take a picture?
No, you don't
I
have
got
to
both
show
these
that.
picks.
We trust you.
I have
You
both
want to
these picks
add
written
about
down.
Fry? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of what you said is true, and I also think Seattle is just going to be really good this year.
I like that. I like what I'm hearing. All right, Ethan.
Well,
Who's your
shit.
pick?
Is it really?
No. It's not Fry. I thought one of you guys was gonna go for Matt Freese.
No.
I just don't think NYCFC will
Why?
be good enough. There's a long history of goalkeepers of the year being like on good teams. Like really.
The thing is, I kind of want to do Matt Freese, but I'm thinking there is a chance that he gets picked up by a bigger team in the summer. So I developed sort of
Could
an
happen.
outside
Could
pick.
happen.
Honestly, part of me feels like I should just, hop on the Fry train. But
I think then we'd all have to pick someone besides Fry.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
go.
think if we
think
all
so.
pick Fry.
Yeah.
I mean, we can all pick Fry. I'm fine with that.
Well, then we should all
Okay.
pick a secondary.
Yes. Who's going to be your other person?
My other guy is the LA Galaxy's John McCarthy. He's a very solid keeper. He's got good stats, and LA are a good team.
Matt, who's you're going to be?
I'll stick in LA, but I'll go with Lloris.
Yeah. I was going to throw out Lloris's name as just like someone who's going to be in the conversation, just like for sure. Calendar's name will be in it because he's on Miami.
I like Gillespie.
Gillespie
good too.
Berkey. Like these are all the players whose names will be there no matter what. We also have Schulte. I'm going to say the Charlotte keeper though.
Kalina.
I'm probably going to spell his name.
Who won it last year, right? You were picking him twice in a row?
Yeah.
See,
they've done that before.
Kalina,
I mean, Andre Blake will say something.
I thought for sure one of you guys were going to take him.
Take Kalina?
Yeah. Though he could also.
I really truly think it's like Fry's to lose. I know the season hasn't even started, but like Fry is like such an obvious.
Bro, Fry should have won it this year, and like the Sounders' biggest, like our defense is going to be just as good as it was last year. We added Kim Ki-hee, who's
and I think you're
going to help with that, and we're going to win more games because we're going to score more goals.
Matt is so firmly on the Seattle train right now.
I'm on the Seattle train.
New season, new Matt.
I think I'm just an objective viewer. This is a good team that got better.
Should we do which one do you want to do next? Should we do Golden Boot next? Or should we do that last?
Yeah, let's do Golden Boot next, I think.
Wait, no. We should do Golden Boot after the Golden Boot draft. We don't want to give away picks.
Right.
All right.
Good point.
All right. Should we okay. Excellent pick. Should we do biggest story? Let's do biggest storyline now. Or should we do MVP? Let's do MVP, since I think MVP is boring. That's the one we might agree on as well. MVP. For as long as Messi is in the league, he's going to win MVP. Like, he's gonna win MVP.
Okay, so I think let's put Messi for all our names, and we'll do alternates like we did.
Is everyone actually picking Messi for? Was that?
Yeah, I have Messi written down.
Yeah, me as well. So let's throw some alternates out there.
All right, bro. Yeah, We gotta have alternates, so when I make graphics, when I make graphics, it will be interesting.
I don't know. I don't
Ethan,
This is maybe a risky pick, but I'm gonna throw out Evander as my alternate. I'm gonna say
wow!
Evander has a good season.
After everything that we were saying, that is surprising.
I think he
Matt,
could
who's
thrive
your
in
pick?
the Cincinnati environment.
I'm gonna go Denny Bwanga.
Also,
Oh wait, no, should I change it? Can I change it?
Yeah, you can change it. We're not at the
I
golden
don't know.
boot
I don't know if
draft
I
where you
want to
can-
change it. I don't know if I want to change it. I'm thinking.
What do you think you're gonna? I don't know. I don't know who's your other person who you were thinking of. I'm between Almiron and Puig.
Yeah, Puig is who I'm
I'm
thinking
gonna
of.
I'm gonna give it to Almiron.
Oh,
I think
whoa.
Almiron is gonna have a good season.
I like one of the LA guys. I just don't know which one I should pick. I'm gonna go Puig.
Yeah, I think that's more. I think that's more interesting than Buaga. All right, let's do biggest storyline next. I was debating a couple for this. I thought about doing something Leagues Cup related in saying like Inter Miami doesn't make it to the quarterfinals rounds. I thought about doing MLS adds a fourth DP. That's announced this season. Like they announced that that's going to happen this season. But my biggest storyline, and this is going to piss one of my friends off a lot. It's not one of y'all who's gonna piss off. My biggest storyline is that the Columbus Crew are going to miss the playoffs this year.
Whoa!
Wow!
Whoa!
Cujo
they're too well coached.
carrying the team. I think they struggle this year. They're going to have players still are going to go away during international competitions. They have to play in CCC this year. I think they will go far in that, but they don't win that. I don't think they
miss the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's my prediction. I think they will struggle this year. I think they've lost a lot of pieces. This is a bold prediction, and it's more interesting than the Leagues Cup stuff. Though I really hope. I do think the DP thing could happen this year. Columbus misses the playoffs. That is mine.
That's an
Matt,
awesome pick.
Do you want to follow this?
I support that. I think I support the balls of it.
I get the reasons. It's really bold. I think you're wrong. And I appreciate you for, taking that bold of a stance. And I was gonna say that I have a team that's gonna finish bottom 3 in their conference, but in the spirit of the boldness of that pick, I'll go for bottom 2 in the conference. And that team is going to be the Philadelphia Union.
Ah, nice. For a second,
this is not as bold.
I think the wheels fall off.
Yeah, I don't think this is as bold as the Columbus one because I think more people have accepted the fact that the Union are going to be really bad this year.
But I'm picking them at this point. They have to finish below either Toronto or they have to pick below your 2 wooden spoon picks.
Yeah.
They have to finish below one of them at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, and Toronto is going to be bad.
What do y'all think? Is it bold enough?
I think it's bold. I think if Toronto is the only team that's worse than them in the Eastern Conference, that will still be really, really bad for them because Toronto is just so bad. Like if they and them being Toronto means literally nothing. Ethan, what about you? What's your biggest storyline?
What I had come up with, it's not really soccer related. Okay. Mid-season, maybe a little after, Bruce Arena gets fired and the controversies that happen finally truly come to light. But yes, I'm predicting Bruce Arena will get fired. before the season is over.
That's also a really bold pick. Because I imagine they've done some vetting. Maybe they have.
Do you think he's getting? So they brought in all this star power.
Yeah.
I feel like the only way he's getting. I don't think like it could happen that they're just so bad he gets fired mid-season, but like they'd have to like really be bad for that to happen. Do you think that something? Do you think something else comes out?
Biggest storyline.
Do you think he says something?
Both of you pick such bold options. I'm gonna switch mine to bottom one.
Oh, they're just bottom.
Union last in the East. I feel like that's the only way mine is fair.
I also kind of have an alternate that I'll throw out there that honestly, Toronto, mild success this year. Like I just don't.
What is mild success? You think?
I don't think they're going to be awful. Just putting that.
Toronto's a playoff team.
Do they make the playoffs? Yeah,
maybe not, or maybe first round. Maybe they finish like 9th. Toronto, mild success. I'm just throwing that out there.
So they're not winning MLS Cup though. It's not. You're not about to select them as the MLS Cup winner.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. They're just going to be a mild success. They're just going to be better than they have been.
That being said, who is your MLS Cup champion in 2025, Ethan? Who you got?
This one's tough, guys. This one's tough. NYC, I don't know. Honestly, I don't like to predict it, but I'm going to say Atlanta.
Oh, nice. I really like that pick.
They're spending the money. They hired an MLS Cup winning coach. They had a great end to their season. And as much as I do not like Atlanta and I don't want them to win another MLS Cup, they're just the name that comes to mind. I think they're on an upward trajectory.
I almost went for this. I almost picked that. I was very close. I think my first thought was, okay, Inter Miami, they're not winning this year. I think feel very confident on that they are not winning this year. My pick is the Sounders.
Yeah.
We were one bad mistake away from winning MLS Cup last year, and our team has gotten better this year. We had a good offseason for as much as I hate Jesus Ferreira, and I'm going to have a really tough time rooting for him. Our defense is still really good, and I think we're going to score more goals than we did last year. Again, we were one bad mistake away from hosting MLS Cup and winning MLS Cup. We would have beaten the Red Bulls at a sold-out Lumen Field. It would have happened if we were on the best timeline, but we're not because Trump won, and then the Red Bulls made it to the final and played the Galaxy. Not on the best timeline. We were so close to the best timeline. This year, we'll be close to the best timeline because the Sounders are winning MLS Cup. Matt, what's your prediction?
I'm gonna go chalk. I'm gonna go sort of the easy pick, but I feel comfortable picking it because no one else did. I'm gonna go Miami.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the most talented roster ever assembled in MLS.
I thought you were gonna say LAFC, so I'm happy that you did it.
I mean, the contenders are really Seattle. I really like the Seattle pick. I really like the Atlanta pick. Ohio's been hurt, so I don't think either of them are contenders. And then it's Miami and LA. I think those are the 5 teams.
Yeah. So basically what I'm hearing is that we all knocked it out of the park and we're all like the smartest MLS minds in business.
So I want to point this out that Sports Illustrated did an MLS power ranking. And their number one in that was Atlanta. They put Atlanta number 1. Number 2, Sounders.
Yep.
Number 3, Miami.
All right, I guess we just ripped off Sports Illustrated.
I'm not aware of this article, but it's sort of easy. I think
it's crazy they didn't put the Galaxy first. That the Galaxy are 4 on this list, which is crazy.
Is the other LA team 5?
No, They
Good.
have the San Jose Earthquakes at 5, and
Wow.
that's where I lose this argument. Like, yes, they have Chicho Arango and Joseph Martinez, but
Joseph Martinez is not a factor. He's not a
no.
like
Yeah.
contender.
Yeah, both of them have lost their prime. Like, and Arango slowed down. They have they got the Red Bulls at 6. LAFC is at 7. Cincinnati is at 8, which I think is high for them, followed by Columbus at 9. Chicago is at
probably.
This is also like Chicago's at 10, which is just no.
No, this list is full of hot takes.
Yeah.
It's too many hot takes in one list.
Well, I mean, if you look at
throw like one
about moves, if you're thinking just on like moves this year, like who's had good off seasons, like Hernandez had a good off season, San Jose has had a good off season, Sounders have had a good off season. Like, it's really all based on if this was the off season, they said it was MLS Power Rankings, but you could just be ranking their off season because like New England is number 13 in this, and that's just no. Just they're not in the top half. Just no.
No.
Yes.
All right. Are we on to the draft?
I think it's time.
Let's do it.
Now that we've made our predictions, and then we'll come back to the Golden. Should we do the Golden Boot winners after we make our first picks here? We'll do, and then we'll do. So first, we have to decide, as this is year 2 of the Golden Boot draft, who each of us is. We each get to keep one of our players from last year.
Okay.
And this is so I was thinking that we would pick 6 players today, but we're gonna all get to keep one. So should we actually technically have 7 players on it? We could go up by one player in this in total. I think we should do that. We'll still pick 6 players today. Just in the end, we'll have one more than we had last year, since we're gonna keep one, then we're gonna pick 6 today, which will be a snake draft in the order that we finished last year. So it's gonna be Matt, Ethan, Nat, Ethan, Matt. That would be the order. And then after halfway through the season, we will then pick 3 more players, and then we will pick 2 more people once the summer window closes. That's how it's going to work. So yes, we will. Yeah. And we will pick after we announce the keepers and we pick our first person. Then we'll have our Golden Boot. We'll have who's in the Golden Boot. So let's start with the keepers. And I said this to y'all before the show that I was the one who had the tough decision. So we're gonna do my decision last, and we're gonna start with the person who's in third, with it to just hear who their keeper is. So Matt, of your players who you can pick from, who's gonna be your keeper? The options are Yakubakis, Timu Puki, Hani Mukhtar, Denny Buanga, Brian White, Aaron Bupenza, Aluz Wasehi, Joveljic, Morgan, Olivier Giroux, and Ponce.
This is tough, actually. Matt has a much harder choice than I do.
Is it really? I mean, it's
tougher, but I think it's pretty easy.
It's Denny Buanga.
Yes.
And I don't really like. There are names on there that are interesting, but
Mukhtar, Joveljic, Giroud, Morgan, even like they could all be big scorers.
They're all good, and like I might come back for a few of these players, but like the keeper is Buanga.
Yeah.
I also get the first pick, so I could come right back for Mukhtar. I won't.
It's true,
but I might.
All right.
Whoa, the yellow with it. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's weird. Wasn't trying to do that.
We'll just get rid of the names.
Yeah, we don't need the names. We'll remember them. All right. Let's go to here, Matt. Do you want to fix yours? Move Buanga up to the top on that. Well, I will show everyone Messi. Well,
Yeah, my
on
keeper's
Ethan's
already
team.
at the top. Delete those other names immediately.
Yeah, get rid of. You don't want to pick Bo. Your other. So, is there anyone who like? Will any of these other players be on Ethan's team again? So Ethan's
No,
team
I
last
can
year:
see one of
Messi,
them.
Cucho, Asprilla, Morris, Becrar, Navarro, Gomez, Gold, and Santi Rodriguez.
I mean,
and
maybe
Musa.
Morris, but no.
Yeah, there's 2 names on there that are worth picking, I think.
So now we come to last year's winner. And
Yeah, that's tough, man.
here's when it's tough. We got Luis Suarez, we got Lucho, we got Klaus, we got Benteke, we got Chicho, we got De La Vega, we got Gazdag, we got Carlos Hill, we got Roy Diaz, we got Peck, we got Rothrock. All of these options are
Not all.
except for I can't really not going to go with Roy Diaz or Peck or Hill or Gazdag. Between Rothrock, De La Vega, Chicho, Benteke, Klaus, Lucho, Suarez, I don't know. I'm saying too many names there. There's like 3. It's really between Suarez, Benteke, and Lucho for me. Yes, I've been thinking about this. Lucho, he's going to Dallas. He's still going to do goals, but Dallas is still Dallas. So it's actually coming down between Suarez and Benteke to me, and it's weird because it's like DC really is probably not going to be any more exciting this year than they were last year, but still Benteke is the only person who scores for them. And then we got Suarez, who is getting older, but he is still knocking in goals. So with that being said, it's tough. It's like actually tough. I'm going to go Benteke because Benteke is the only weapon that DC has. And he scored a lot of goals last year. And it's really tough to say goodbye to Luis Suarez, but I think that taking Benteke here is the better move for me. So Benteke is going to be my keeper.
Interesting.
All right, those are our keeper picks. Matt, do you have any thoughts on that? Is that who you would have gone with, Matt?
Oh, you're muted, Matt.
Yeah.
A little surprised.
I'm surprised as well.
You guys would have gone Suarez?
I would have gone Suarez.
I might have gone Benteke. I'm surprised
but you came in last year in this, Matt.
I would have gone Suarez.
I don't know how Matt came in last though, because looking at his team compared to mine, Messi carried me. It's basically that.
Well, yes, we learned that.
And Asprilla.
All right, it's time we get into the meat of the draft. We start this order. Matt, who's going to be the second person on Team Matt this year? Who's going to join Denny Buwaga?
I'll go with the player you left on the board. I'll go with Suarez.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
you would. I was like, is there any chance to get him?
I didn't think he'd be here. You're not getting him again.
It's fair. It's fair. Ethan, who's going to be your first pick?
Okay, this is tough. I'm going to go for Buwanga. Oh wait, never mind. Sorry. Hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, we're starting a new steal rule, and Ethan just stole the keeper. And you're allowed to steal the keeper.
And you get one protect. I use my protect.
Yeah.
Okay. This has the potential to backfire on me. But I'm gonna go with Alonso Martinez.
Wow.
Early.
That
is a huge pick.
By the way, I like him, but
Yeah.
you could have gotten him like 3 or 4 picks later.
No, you're probably right. I probably made a mistake. My mind, I can't handle this. My mind
It's
gets
not as bad as the
jumbled
Bo
with
pick.
these drafts.
It's not as bad as the Bo pick. That's for sure.
Clearly,
That's why I asked for extra time. I have a big board. I literally just go off my big board.
I didn't pick
In
well
NFL
last
draft.
year. This is not a strong suit of mine.
For my
I have
first
faith
pick,
in Alonso Martinez.
I am putting faith in Atlanta's new player from Middlesbrough. And I'm not going to try and type his name. I'm going back to our other document where we had this written down already, so I can just copy and paste it into this document.
I wanted him so
Emmanuel
bad.
Latte Loth. I want to root for Latte.
I wanted him so bad.
He's on my team. Too bad, Matt. He's mine. Now for my next pick. First pick of round 2. I'm picking a player who will be here for who right now is coming on a loan. He will be here for 1 year. I expect him to score goals for a team that doesn't have a lot of weapons. Hopefully he doesn't score against the Sounders in week 1.
Yeah,
Zaha is on Team Nat. I'm excited. I'm interested to see if he will be in the league for more than 1 year, because it's a loan technically from Galatasaray. So we'll see if he, but I think he's going to score a lot of goals. I mean, it's him and Patrick Osimhen. That's the only downside. Patrick Osimhen could score more goals than he does. I don't know. I shouldn't have said that now. Ethan, who are you going to pick? Who's going to be your third player?
Okay. I'm thinking. Give me Gabriel Peck.
Gabriel Peck, going with first person from the MLS team winning Galaxy, and Peck switches his allegiance from Team Nat to, or no, Peck was on. Wait, was Peck on my?
Peck was on your team.
Peck was on my team. Switches his allegiance from Team Nat to Team Ethan. I hope he still has allegiance to me. Matt, who's going to be your next 2 picks? Who's going to round out round 3?
Now, the theme, I've got 2 high-powered strikers, kind of. Wong is kind of a winger. Maybe I'm not picking enough strikers. I might not be picking enough strikers, but I'm going to pick 2 non-strikers here.
All right.
I'm going to go for 2 of the most talented players in this league, 2 of the most talented chance creators.
Is he going to do them both? Right here.
I'm going to go with Lucho Acosta.
Yep. That's one of them.
And I'm going to go with Hani Mukhtar.
And he's keeping him on his team. I was going to pick him in the next round if you didn't take him.
Yep. Were you going to pick both of them? Were they like next up for you?
There's a really good. I was definitely going to take Mukhtar, but
yeah,
I didn't keep Lucho because I don't think he's going. I think he's going to have a good season, but I'm not high on Dallas this year still.
Interesting.
Right,
I am a little high on Dallas.
Is that how you spell Mukhtar again? Did I get that right, Matt?
No, there's no I in there.
Yeah, it's KH. KH Tar.
KH. You would think that I would know that with how much we have to write his name in our rundowns every week.
Yeah.
All right. Matt team has 4. Ethan's team has 3. Ethan, you have the next pick.
Okay. All right. This is a tough pick. I am going to go with a former MLS player, now once again current MLS player, Brandon Vasquez.
Oh, I actually thought you were going somewhere else with that.
Oh, where did you think I was going?
The new man for Austin. That's a good. I think that could be a really good pick. That's
Yeah, I
think
like that
that's
pick a
an-
lot.
I hope
that's a
so,
good one.
man. I hope so.
I like that.
He's another player who lost his chance creator in Driussi. Like he didn't lose him, but he
Right.
like the team lost him.
Yeah. I think he could be a sneaky good pick there. All right. Matt, do you want to share who you were thinking? Who he was going to pick
not.
there?
Absolutely not.
Um,
We'll find out.
Yeah.
But it's true. What he said of that player is true of another player.
I mean, you're saying U.S. men's national team. I'm not going to take one of those people.
No, not USMNT. Former MLS, and again newly MLS.
Oh, like that. Okay. Still, I'm not going to take one of those USMNT players. I'm not doing that. I'm looking at other top strikers. I refuse to take Van Seer. I feel like that would.
I think
some people might. Did he actually get transferred? I think he's still around.
I'm checking. Hold on.
Well, it's good. No, I'm not going to take him.
He went to a KAA Ghent.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, I didn't want him because he sucks as a human. Yeah. I'm going to go with, for my first pick, for my fourth pick, I'm going to go with another person from the Ivory Coast. Another big signing in here. Hopefully, they will do more up top than the last forward who played for this team. And their coach won't ruin them. I'm going to pick Jonathan Bamba, who is playing for the Chicago Fire.
All right.
I just really like this guy as a player. He has skill, and Chicago is too high. They're too high up in the rankings, but I do think they are going to be more exciting just in general than they were last year.
Yeah.
And then my next pick here is going. I'm between like three people here. I am going to go, since I mostly have strikers. Maybe I'm gonna go. I guess I'm kind of going all. I might kind of be going all in on Atlanta. I do think Atlanta is gonna be good this year. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing Almiron.
Yep.
It's kind of amazing he fell this late.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to fall past me again.
Premier League level player. And I like him. He's one of the few MLS stars who MLS talks about way too much that I don't have a problem with.
Oh, I was the
opposite. You have two players who are going to steal each other's goals.
Yeah. Hopefully, they'll just both always be on the score sheet.
You need Atlanta to score a lot of goals, but I think
if there's a tie, let's remember, if there's a tie at the end of this, like having Almiron is going to be great for assists. Can't argue with that.
Okay, good luck beating Lucho and Hani in assists.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, Matt. That is pretty much the perfect comeback for that. All right, Ethan, next pick for you. You have two more picks. Or no, you have three more.
I'm making two picks in succession right now.
No.
Okay.
No, you have three more picks in total of this first round.
Because to be completely honest, I don't really get the snake draft thing. It's just not really It doesn't really make sense to me. I've never taken the time to understand it.
It's actually really, really easy.
Yeah, it's
I've
really
really
easy.
like
It's just,
I've never taken the time to like really even think about it. Okay.
I literally explained the whole process of it before we started this.
I
And
listen
it
to
was like in
myself
less
on
than
this show.
15
I don't pay
seconds.
attention to anyone else. I just,
Yeah, that tracks.
I like to listen to my own opinions.
I have
That
two players
tracks.
I really want, by the way, so you better not take either of them.
Okay, who are they?
No.
Enter Matt's mind.
Okay, all right. I just had somebody and now I can't. I'm struggling to think. I really did just have someone in mind. Whew.
Lorenzo Insigne.
Really, what is going on? What is happening here?
Evander's on the board.
You
like
need the
that?
big board.
It's true. It's true.
There's still so many players who were
Okay.
on the
I
teams
remember.
last year who no one has
Give me
picked.
Joveljic.
Yeah.
Joveljic. Yes. Is your pick. That's a good one. Hopefully, we'll see if he actually does provide.
Like 2 turns ago, I was like Joveljic, and then it became my turn, and it's completely went away from me.
All right, Matt, who's going to be your next two? Finishing out round 5, and who's going to be the first pick around 6?
I might skip one of the players I want because I think he might make it all the way back to me.
Interesting.
All right, I'm going to take a risk and skip a player that I want, thinking it'll come back.
All right.
And I'm going to go with all aboard the Seattle Sounders train. Give me Jesus Ferreira.
Oh, wow.
And give me Jordan Morris. Bang, bang. 1, 2.
You really both of you have now 2 years straight. You guys are taking Jordan Morris away from me.
He's mine.
Jordan Scoris, baby.
Really bold. It is a bold move, but it could really pay off. I think they're both going to get pretty decent numbers.
I did skip if one of you takes the player that I'm thinking of that I really want to get back to me, I'll let you know.
Who is that? Who is this other player? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm still curious now who this is. All right, Ethan, back to you. Second to last pick.
This is tough. This is really tough.
Who are you taking in the 6th round?
I have a couple guys in mind.
Or 5th round.
It's okay, right. That's what I thought. I had to check if a player was in the league.
No Gustavo Bose this time. No Dairon Esprias.
It's tricky because I'm interested in a player that Matt, last time I was making a pick, told me was still on the board. But I also think that he might have been goading me into taking a player.
No, I was really just offering. I was looking at my board and seeing I was just offering a lifeline.
Okay, then you know what? I'm gonna go for that. I'm gonna go with Evander.
Evander
Scored 15 last year. I said,
and I was on a better team.
That's fair.
Alternate for an MVP pick. So I'm just gonna go for it, and hope he scores another 15.
I think that's great value at this pick. I think Evander's a good pick.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect time to take Evander. All right. My next 2 picks. I am between, and these are my last 2 picks. for this opening round. These will be.
Wait, is
my
that
pick.
right? 1, 2,
Yeah.
3. No, you have 2 more picks.
No,
Oh,
we're
yeah, last 2
picking.
picks.
Yeah, because we should have 7 at this. Right now, I have 5 players. We should all have 7 at this because we're picking 6 people, and that's and we all started with 1. I am between. I'm tempted to take Baker White. No, it's Brian White. Mixed him up with Reed Baker Whiting there, and that. Because I do think since Vancouver's goals, they come from Brian White and they come from Gold, and we've seen them both have success.
I think that's a good pick.
I really was going to take Morris. I really wanted to have Morris on my team this year.
Were you not going to take Jesus?
That was the player who I was saying I was not going to take. I'm not taking him. I'm not I'm already going to be I'm already somewhat forced to root for him. I'm not getting when he scores goals, my reaction is not going to be as big as it normally is because I still don't like him as a person. I do not forgive him for that act against Raul Diaz. I really am the only person who brings up this play, but it's just so obvious. It's so obvious. It's so bad. Yeah, I'm not picking him. But I've been teasing it all episode that I really do think that he's going to have a good season this year. And I have to pick a sounder. It was going to be Morris. I'm taking De La Vega again in the opening round.
Wow,
and he scored a first goal. He scored a goal early last year. I think he is building on that. I think one way that the Sounders season could be really big this year is if he gets hot. And I think season 2, sophomore season in the league, I think it's going to be a big year for De La Vega. I'm excited, and I have to have a sounder. I have to take a sounder in the first round. I just have to. My other pick, so I could do Brian White still. Is there anyone else on? Just going through other teams that we haven't touched. I thought a lot about Patrick Ozyman as well, with Zaha, because he's exciting. I don't think Duncan Maguire will be around by the end of this year. I don't see that happening.
Brian White is very high on my remaining players list.
I'm gonna. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else who I'm forgetting here that I'm going to feel so bad if I don't take them now? Because who else would Matt be this cocky?
I don't think you're going to even like the pick that I take. That I end up with.
Interesting.
If he comes back, I think he will.
Who is this player though? I'm stumped on who Matt did with this lead. I am gonna. You know what? Even as a Sounders fan and they're a close rival, I would take Brian White because I do like him as a player. I think that's a fine. I do like his
Brian White's just a 15.
He's gonna score goals.
He's just a 14 to 17.
He's gonna score goals.
You don't think
Ryan Gold doesn't take all the goals from him this year?
You don't think he's a supreme player at all?
A supreme player?
Yeah. I mean? It's just whether or not you believe or don't believe in Brian White's supremacy.
I'm not doing that.
Is this a joke? Are you trying to set something up? I'm not.
I think he actually spelled it out. I think walked us to the water on that one.
Brian.
You can walk a horse to water.
Yes, it was not very subtle in the end.
All right, Ethan, let's move on from whatever that was. And who's going to be your final pick?
Okay, all right.
In this opening round,
I would do another round, by the way. I would totally do another round. I like this stuff.
We could. Ethan, what do
No,
you
we
think?
should.
You
We
think
should. That's a lot of players.
We're gonna keep. I mean, like if we add another, because right now 3 other players, so we'll get to 10, then we'll get to 12, so then we could be at the lucky number 13 if we do one more.
Or we could do
round. So
2 and 2, 2 mid-season, 2.
Well, we should do 3. We're gonna do 3 mid-season. I like the 3.
Yeah.
3 to 11.
Let's
And there's so many
finish
players.
round. Let's finish round 1 first.
Okay.
Let's finish round 1 at first, and then maybe we could pick one person. We could have to pick like a rising star pick or something. Like
That's probably too
arbitrary. We could pick like
I think we're overcomplicating it a little bit.
Yes. Let's finish this round, Ethan. Who are you going to pick?
Okay, this has potential to backfire on me, but I'm going to go with Luca Oriano.
Nice.
He was great last year, and he might only get better.
But he is like, yeah, this is good. I'm gonna check how we spell this guy's name.
It's ORE.
Oh, okay. Ethan's confident now. Luca, say that again, Ethan.
ORE LLANO. Luca Oriano.
All right. I will already say, Ethan, I think your team is better right now than it was last year.
Oh, 100%. Still, this is not a strong suit of mine, but I think I've done a lot better than I did last year. For one, all my players are in the league.
That's a good start.
It's a good plus. It's a good plus.
It's a good place to be in.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, round us out. Round 1. Who's going to be your final pick?
This is the player I teased earlier, and I'm glad he made it back to me. I have
so
someone
interested.
who scored 16 goals last season. A striker has vacated his team and opened up more opportunity, and he's added a MLS MVP class chance creator to his midfield.
Oh.
So I think all those are good things. Got more opportunities, more chances created, and 16 goals last season. I'm talking about Peter Musa or Petar Musa.
Oh.
You're just going Dallas. You're really going all in on Dallas. You're all in on Dallas. Like if you throw Ferreira in there, it is literally all in on Dallas.
Yep.
I did just look at when you said 16. I have like I have the goals up on my other screen of the goals last year, and I was like, "Are you gonna take Gazdag?" I'm like, no, you're not gonna take Gazdag. You just picked Philadelphia to finish bottom of the East. Yeah. You can't take Gazdag.
I did think about Lozano, but he's obviously like on the team I picked to finish the Golden Boot or the Wooden Spoon. So
right, yeah.
Well, Musa didn't end up great for Ethan last year. Ethan does better.
Musa, he was like a late season pick for me. It didn't add much to the conversation, but doesn't mean he's going to be a bad pick for you.
No, I really like him. I think he's got. He's very high on my board.
He's gonna you're banking on Nucho Acosta serving him a lot of goals.
I mean, 16 is a good number, and then you add Lucho and you remove Jesus Ferreira, and I think it's a recipe for success.
I mean, I think 16 was high for him last year,
and I think the conditions got better.
All right, we'll see. So that's the end of. Now we all have 7 players. Do we want to round us out to 8 now, or do we press pause here? What do we think, guys? This is football's life. We make up the rules as we do it.
Admittedly, I'm open to doing another one because I have a player in mind, but we don't have to.
Fuck it.
Do another one.
Let's do another round. Let's do another round.
Lightning round.
Matt, your pick.
All right, Nat. I do not think Columbus will be as bad as you think they are. I'm going to pick Diego Rossi.
Diego Rossi, who first time he got picked, right? He was
Was he
not
not
picked
on
at
the team
all
last
last year.
I don't think
No,
he
I don't
was.
think he was.
He was like our big snub.
Right, like a mid-season snub, I feel like.
No, just all around. He won an MLS Cup in 2023 and still couldn't get picked.
I'm going to take the number one scoring option on what I think is going to be a pretty good team.
All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's gonna have to step up for Columbus.
Yeah.
Really gonna have to step up and stay healthy.
Yeah.
When he's there, not with the national team. Ethan, who's your player? Who you got in mind?
Honestly, I'm deciding between two players, but
I have mine too.
I'm gonna pick one that might be a little riskier, and I'm gonna go with Chicho Arango.
Nice. Good pick.
All right, I didn't.
I'm surprised
Open
nobody.
in rebounds.
Huh?
I think of the two strikers for San Jose, I expect him to do better than Joseph Martinez.
Oh yeah,
for sure. It will be funny. It will be interesting to see if I mean, if without this round, Chicho Arango and Joseph Martinez were at the top of my list for a midseason pick because I really just don't know how they're going to adapt.
Yeah.
That's also how I feel for any player who's on San Diego right now. Like it's like I'm sure that someone will score goals for them.
Yeah.
And
are we going to pay for not picking Lozano? Like maybe.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think now. I'm not going to take Lozano. With that being said, I expect them to not score many goals at the beginning of this.
Score max 7 goals this year.
No, I think it might be higher. I think 10 is a good bet.
I am going to pick one of the only LAFC players who I don't hate.
All right.
Because I also think he will have a better season than last year. I'm taking Giroux.
All right.
Giroux, good pick. Yeah. I was interested in him.
He's still on the board. So I think that's a good pick. I'm very happy with my team again. I think a repeat is very good.
I wanted Latte so bad. He was
the number one player who I wanted.
Well, do you know what where he is on my list? My list went Messi, Suarez, Benteke, Latte.
Wow.
I think he's going to score. I think he's going to score a lot.
Atlanta's
obviously, Denny was my keeper, so he wasn't on my list.
Yeah.
So just as a quick reminder, let's say all of our teams again. So my team this year is Benteke, Emmanuel Latte Lath, Wilfred Zaha, Jonathan Bamba, Almiron, De La Vega, Brian White, and Olivier Giroux. And as you can tell by the background noise you're hearing, my team has that dog in it.
Oh my God.
Nice. It's a lot of newcomers. There's only, Benteke, Brian White, and Benteke and Brian White are the only two known commodities on this list. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
Almiron.
In the MLS at least.
But I mean MLS last season.
Yeah.
Giroux and De La Vega were here last year.
But they're like kind of newcomers, and that like, you know what I mean? Like we just don't have a huge MLS body of work recently. You can pencil in Benteke and Brian White for 15 goals.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better at the start with this team than I did. Like I felt really good with my team last year, but there was a part of me after that first one where I looked at Matt's team and I was like, that Matt seems scary. And then we saw what happened, which was again amazing.
I think my team's scary again. I like my team.
But I'm feeling good. I feel better than I felt this year. And Matt's team is scary. Like the fact that it's gonna be hard every time Jordan Morris and Jesus Ferreira score.
Yeah,
watching Matt's teams go up. I think this year will be closer than last year. I think that was it. Like if it comes down to it, it will be awesome if like we get to decision day and like it's like a 1-goal difference. Like that's what last year was missing. Like it was funny how much I killed you guys by, but it will be funnier if assists is something we're talking about.
Your last two picks are awesome. Brian White and Giroud to close it out are really good.
Those are some good picks.
All right, Ethan, you want to read your team?
Yes, on my team, I've got the reigning MVP, Lionel Messi, Alonso Martinez, Gabriel Peck, Brandon Vasquez, Joveljic, Evander, Luca Oriano, and Chico Arango. I feel a lot better about this team right now than I did about my previous team at this time. And I'm pretty optimistic, honestly. I think this is a fine team. My biggest question marks, honestly, are Vasquez and Joveljic. I'm a little skeptical about the teams around them, but yeah, they're both good goal scorers. I just don't know if they're gonna have the dog in them this year, but we'll see.
I think I'm the most worried for your team with the Martinez pick and the Oriano pick. Though I think Vasquez and Joveljic are going to be good picks.
I think Oriano is good for like 10 goals.
I think the only thing that stands out to me here is that Martinez was too early.
Martinez was early, but he scored 16 last year, and that was basically in like half a season or a little more than that.
All this being said,
he's only going to get better as a striker.
I do want to say this though. The person who I'm predicting to win the Golden Boot this year is Messi. And like your team is super alive because Messi, he's going to score more goals than he scored last year. I think that is 100% going to happen. Messi. So Messi's my Golden Boot winner. Ethan, do you want to share your Golden Boot winner?
Happily, yes. And it's the man we were just talking about. I think Alonso Martinez is going to have his Tati Castellanos season, and I think he's going to be the Golden Boot winner this year.
Matt, what about you?
Mine's Messi.
Is there anyone else? Who do you think? Okay, who's coming in second? Who's coming in second,
Matt? Denny Bwanga.
Fair. I do think Benteke will be up there.
He probably.
I don't think, but yes, I don't think he's defending his turf. I don't think he's taking it again. Though that would be so funny if he beats Messi again. That will be so
30
funny
this year.
If he sets the new MLS record, give him the MVP award.
What's the current
rename the MVP award after Christian Benteke if he gets the Golden Boot.
Do you know who has the current most goals scored in an MLS season?
It's Vea. It's Vea.
Oh.
From the 2018
do you remember how many
season.
goals that was?
I think it's 34.
Wow. Okay. Jesus.
Yeah. Which
I didn't think it was that many.
Yeah, it comes out to like a goal a game, but he did it, but it wasn't like that. Because and then behind that, it's like a three-way tie between Joseph Martinez, Bradley Wright Phillips, and Wondolowski, I believe.
I don't know why, but when you said Bradley Wright Phillips, I thought of Michael Bradley, and I was like,
and you're like, bro, he scored 27 goals that year?
I was like, no fucking way. Michael Bradley scored that many goals.
That did not happen. All right, Matt, let's read your team one more time to wrap up the show.
Yeah, so I've got Denny Bwanga as my keeper. I have Luis Suarez, who I took from your team with the first overall pick. Then I have the first of two FC Dallas players and the first of two 10s, Lucho Acosta. And then I've got the hometown Hani Mukhtar, the first of two Sounders players and Jesus Ferreira, and then the second in Jordan Morris, and then the second FC Dallas player, Peter Musa, and then Diego Rossi is my last pick.
I going into this year, I was like, I'm not letting Matt take Mukhtar again. I like Mukhtar. I want to root for him, and I want him on my team. It made what I'm
No,
talking
you
about
didn't have a
taking
chance to pick
like,
him.
yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I was going to take him in that next.
Because who'd you
at
pick
the
ahead of him? You
round
picked
after
it's your
that.
first two players, right?
Yeah, I took
Who
Lath
were your first two?
and Zaha and Latte.
Yeah.
And I wanted them more, but I was definitely going to take Mukhtar because it's crazy because like sort of in the way with you guys stealing Morris with me both of these years, I was like, I have to take Mukhtar from Matt.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you
happy
can
to
see
have
how it feels.
I'm happy to be all in on Seattle. I don't know how I feel about being all in on Dallas, but I do like the two players I have from Dallas.
Dallas usually has one half of the year where they're like really good, and usually it's at the beginning half, and then they do bad going into the playoffs. So you could jump out to an early lead with how Dallas usually plays. We'll have to see. Anyway, that wraps up the Golden Boot draft 2025. We'll see if I can start. If I can, as I continue my journey to being the first person ever to three-peat the Golden Draft. The Chiefs couldn't do it, but
That's
I'm
fine.
going to be able to.
Talking about three-peating after one win is awesome.
Yes, thank you. That's just because again my team got that dog in them. So before we say goodbye, we're still doing Game of the Week predictions for this season. Me and Matt will make our pick for Game of the Week next week. But Ethan, we need your Game of the Week pick for
Should Ethan just text
the
it to us?
first Game of the Week. Or should do?
I can text it. I think we're
all.
all gonna have the same pick, if I'm being honest. I mean,
Yeah, it's a pretty easy game. Let's pick it right now. Let's all pick it right now.
Do we just do it now?
We're all gonna pick Galaxy, I think.
Really?
Well,
you got me for a second.
The MLS Cup champs.
Yeah, the Game of the Week: San Diego's first game at LA Galaxy. This is one of two games that is on Sunday. There's on next Sunday. All the other games on Saturday. So you guys are both taking Galaxy. No one's going to pick a tie. You can't pick a tie.
Oh my God!
San Diego, their first game. You're not going to pick a tie. I'm picking a tie. You guys are great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Tie.
Yeah, you should just keep doing that the entire season.
Yeah.
The first game ever in their first actual game. Like I think
against
you guys
the MLS Cup champs at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're losing.
Yeah, but they're going to be without Ricky Puig.
Okay.
They won the cup without Ricky Puig.
Oh wait, did I pick Ricky Puig for MVP? Did he tear his ACL?
He did tear his ACL.
Oh my God! Can I redo
Well,
that?
wasn't your real. That wasn't your real.
Yeah, it
pick.
wasn't. Yeah.
That wasn't your real
We
pick.
all picked
We all kind of forgot about that. But do you want to pick another real pick?
Yeah.
Because we all kind of forgot about that.
Oh well, I literally said Bwanga first. I'm gonna go to Bwanga.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
All right. The pick is your. Well, we're all very confident that it will be Messi. Your second pick is Bwanga. We leave that. Yeah. No, the Galaxy. They did get past the Red Bulls in the cup, but no, different challenge. Different challenge with San Diego. We'll see. We'll see if San Diego can get off to the start. I think they're gonna get it. I think they're getting 1 point. They're gonna get 1 point.
Sure.
All right.
Why not?
All right. We'll see you. We'll see you next week, where we'll recap the Sounders' first game of the season that matters. Be back at 1 p.m. Eastern, just 90 minutes before NYCFC kicks off the season in Miami. Hopefully, we'll see some good pictures from Ethan at the game. Remember to follow the show on Twitter at WECB Football and on Instagram at Football's Life WECB. Check that out. See Messi Cam. Subscribe on YouTube, Football's Life WECB. Contact the show, footballslife.wecb@gmail.com or at footballslife.net. We will see you next week for the start of MLS 2025 30th season. Football!